I've longed for the day that I would get to speak at this hearing. I wanted to tell this jury what happened to my family and this community. I wanted to tell you what happened to my Alyssa. On February 14th, 2018, my 14-year-old daughter was right where she was supposed to be, in her high school English class. 4 years later, she's supposed to have been in her second year of college. Soon she'd go on to be a professional soccer player. She'd get her law degree and maybe become one of the most successful business negotiation lawyers the world would see. She was supposed to get married, and I was going to have my father-daughter dance. She would have had a beautiful family, 4 kids, live in a gorgeous house, a beach house on the side. All those plans came to an end with Alyssa's murder. Alyssa's murder impacted so many people in so many ways. After Alyssa's death, my father was never the same. He passed away a year later. My elderly mother, Alyssa, lost her granddaughter. My elderly mother, she lost her granddaughter and struggles to find happiness in her life. Then there's my father-in-law, who always said Alyssa could do no wrong. They had a very special bond, one that you love to see between grandparents and grandchildren. But this was broken only by Alyssa's murder. Anytime you start talking about Alyssa, the guy that typically makes all the jokes gets very upset and has to change the subject. My mother-in-law, she also had a special bond with Alyssa. Not a day goes by that she doesn't get emotional and go to tears when talking about Alyssa. Now she's dedicated her life to honoring Alyssa's memory. She goes and decorates Alyssa's gravesite, spends time trying to honor her at the beach house, and always tries to get involved in the foundation we created in honor of Alyssa. Alyssa was the captain of her soccer team and the center of all her friends. She lifted them up. She helped them study. She was the shoulder to cry on, and she was the ear to listen. No matter what her friends needed, she was there for them. Most of all, she had this infectious laugh that now I only get to watch on TikTok videos. Alyssa's friends have all suffered in so many ways. Many of them still go to counseling. One in particular struggles to move forward in her life, and it pains me to see the sorrow on her face each time I see her. Then there are Alyssa's brothers. One was too young to comprehend, but asked to go to the cemetery to see his sister from time to time. This is not normal. For the older one, I feel like Alyssa was his best friend. He looked up to her in so many ways. The night of the tragedy, he stayed up the whole night, calling me every hour, asking me if we had found her yet. And I didn't have the heart to tell him on the phone that his sister was murdered. So I had to wait till we got home and had to share this tragic news to him. It broke my heart having to say this to him. About a year or so later, he asked if he could switch rooms so he could be closer to her. He holds back his sadness and anger with losing his sister, but recently at the gravesite, he gave a speech and just came to tears. This is not normal for young boys growing up. They should not know of such sorrow, such loss and tragedy. My wife, the mother of our children, lost her firstborn daughter. She gives talks about how it was like someone ripping out her heart and stabbing it. She fights every single day to keep Alyssa's name alive, whether it's with our foundation, with the school board, with the girls' soccer club. She wears bracelets with Alyssa's name on it. She occasionally sprays Alyssa's perfume just to try and smell her. She even sleeps with Alyssa's blankets. 4 years later, she continues to grieve like it was yesterday. And while her life was busy then, running for the kids, she stays busy now, just so she doesn't stop and cry. Then there was me, my firstborn daughter, my shining star, Daddy's girl, was taken from me. I get to watch my friends, my neighbors, colleagues spending time enjoying their daughters, enjoying all the normal milestones, taking in the joys, and I can only watch videos or go to the cemetery to see my daughter. It was 4 years ago to everyone, but to me it was yesterday. Alyssa will always be 14, and I will always be at the point in life with her. All I know is a piece of my heart was not just cut out, but it was ripped out of my damn chest. For 4 years, I've watched so many struggle. Well, the only option I've had is to keep it together for my family. And inside, I burned like a damn inferno. It took me so long to be able to feel empathy again. And this prevented me from doing what I'm good at, which is caring for patients. Unfortunately, I have to live my life with anger now and make it fuel my existence. Like my wife, I try and stay busy so I don't break down. While the world gets to move on with their lives, we don't have that luxury. Missing our daughter every single day, no parent is supposed to have this grief. Without our daughter Alyssa, our lives have been changed forever.